Guys, before we get into the video, did you know that up to 60% of a viewer base on a YouTube video isn't already subscribed to said content creator? Guys, listen, I'm not asking for reparations here, okay? I'm not even asking for your money. I'm just asking for one easy click of a follow, okay? Hit that notification bell as well, and we can keep on growing this content together. Now let's get into this. All right, guys, I am back for another edition of Banned on Twitch. This is by no means a video that I take a lot of pleasure in making because, as you know from the last one, it's actually more of a discussion type thing, and I always, kind of want to get into the minds of a lot of you guys, what you're feeling at the time, just kind of almost like a check-in in some sorts. So I actually received a DM earlier this morning that I checked out, and I noticed that somebody was reaching out to me because they were just kind of generally, I don't know, I guess they were feeling like kind of lost or just concerned what's going on. Like, it was specifically talking about Nairo, and I guess it kind of stemmed from the fact that Nairo was first unpartnered on Twitch on the platform and then just completely outright permanently banned. So it is official, Nairo has been banned off Twitch, and that is just something that's probably not going to be reversed. Now, like I said in my last video, I really hope, no matter what side you're on or how you might feel about something, that all parties involved are seeking like the right kind of counsel or help that they need to kind of get better and improve themselves going forward. Because again, everybody has a long life to live, but yes, you got, you must be held to some level of accountability in extreme situations like this, and I think it's pretty much universally agreed on this is something that just needed to happen. Now, I also see a lot of people posting under the announcements, things of this nature, like, oh man, about time, why did this take so long? And I think people kind of forget that Twitch is not a police force. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if something happens and somebody gives, there's an accusation, somebody, replies with an admission of guilt, yeah, they still have to kind of look into that and make sure, you cross your T's and dot your I's. It's not just a simple matter of, okay, I read this, instant ban. It's actually kind of one of the reasons I think that, Senpai, I think her channel is just not going to get taken down at all because, the young man who accused her of doing what she did, like, he dropped his accusation, pretty much, universally agreed that this is in fact what happened because she has gone dead silent. But the thing about going dead silent is she has not admitted to anything. Like, if anything, she can make the case, well, I didn't want to get stirred up in this kind of drama. This isn't for me. I'm too grown for this and stuff like that. Like, obviously we can all kind of recognize that's, bullshit for the most part, but it does kind of give you almost an unwritten defense, right, of how you can kind of escape and kind of get out of this. But that's not the case for someone like Nairo. In Nairo's case, we saw that he actually admitted to his guilt in a statement that he released before he would have never gone to delete both the statement and his Twitter account and then just completely ghost. Like, no one has heard from him in months. I think it's actually important that he was able to kind of, be honest with himself and, hey, I made a mistake. The way I handled it was, incorrect, and I should have kind of been better. I should have held myself to a better standard and whatever you want to look at it like that. But the fact of the matter, it happened. So these are the consequences and the fallout that we're dealing with. Now, I get a lot of DMs all the time. I don't actually get a chance to kind of open them all because sometimes they're just troll ones, but this one just kind of the way it started out, and I could feel, the person was, legitimately reaching out to me. And I get a lot of people who come through to my stream who just want to kind of vent and just talk about things. I get hit up in Discord all the time. And let me tell you guys, I don't have a problem addressing anything or being able to speak with you. Just, from my point of view too, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming because in the case of somebody like Nairo, like somebody who, I was quite close with for a long period of time. Like, I've known that kid since Brawl. So although I think we all understand like what he did was, far from appropriate, we're all hoping that he's able to get the requisite help that he needs. And just, whatever you decide to pursue going forward, it's more likely not going to be esports. You go ahead and just handle your business. Somebody else up on the chopping block for a ban is Cryotic. Now, Cryotic isn't somebody who's necessarily like in the Smash scene, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody whom I knew because I remember like 4 or 5 years ago, I was actually streaming on Twitch. I was trying to raise some money to go to Evo, and he actually rated my channel. It was pretty insane. He donated like $400 or $500, and that's essentially what kind of pushed me over the top. That helped me be able to go to actually the very first Evo I actually commentated Smash 4 on. So when I heard the allegations, come out about him, I was actually, completely shocked. I'm sure a lot of you were. It was, kind of like an issue of like something to do with his best friend and like a whole lot of cheating. I believe that was the case. Some things with minors, like even grooming and stuff like that. It just kind of all went into a little bit of a vortex that just did not help his case or anything like that when, eventually he was outed. Now, he also made a statement about it too, if I'm recalling correctly. Again, it's been a couple months since all this kind of went down. So, and there's been so many things that kind of starts to almost run together in certain instances, but he did address it. And I think that's why he elected to kind of, remove himself from any platform he was on. But he's like a similar case to Nairo. Like, he got deplatformed and then he got banned. I don't think his said permanent ban though. So I don't know if there's like any room for potential return in that aspect. Like, Twitch has been very kind of hush hush on a lot of these matters. Like, you go back to even my last video where I I talked about Dr. Disrespect, there was nothing but speculation on why that happened because we just flat out don't know the real case, you know what I'm saying? In this instance, yeah, we kind of know exactly why he was banned, but we don't know, is the length permanent or not? You know, it wasn't really described, and I guess it's just kind of company business to keep that on the low. So yeah, I guess that's going to be the end for his career on Twitch as well. Last person I want to discuss actually just took place. It's actually interesting. This guy is just maybe trying to set the record for how many bans he can get off a platform. I'm talking about Leafy. Now, a lot of people are not a fan of Leafy. Obviously, he's kind of got that humor that you could go back like 5-10 years ago that was, you know, kind of deemed appropriate with how like you just kind of speak with just, you know, racist or homophobic slurs with no kind of second thought behind it. And a lot of people have challenged, like, I don't think you could survive in this current climate. And for a while, he was actually just doing perfectly fine. Like, his videos on YouTube were getting millions of views, plenty of clicks and interactions on his Twitter. Like, the dude was doing his thing, and then it just came to a halt when he got permanently banned off of YouTube. Now, the thing about that is I'm told that the ban was just, you know, it wasn't even strike related. Appeals were just met essentially with laughter behind the scenes. Like, they just wanted him off the platform. They just took action, and it didn't matter how many people like kind of spoke out against it. Like, okay, yeah, we're not a fan of Leafy and his content, but if you allow this, it's creating a standard that can really put other content creators in jeopardy. Like, really no strikes, no kind of warning, just removal. Like, it's a weird situation to be in, you know, regardless of if you like Leafy or not. So what does Leafy do? Well, like any, you know, former YouTuber who's just looking to kind of stay relevant and like that, you head over to Twitch, baby. You head over to Twitch. I think he got a good like 2 or 3 weeks worth of streaming out there. I know he's always kind of skirting the line of the TOS, and what happens? Man just got straight up permanently banned off the platform as well. Now, the crazy thing to me about that is it's exactly what happened to him on YouTube. Like, it was just no kind of strikes, no warning. Like, they just banned him, and apparently it's permanent, and there's no way to really appeal or anything like that. Like, how do you get answers in a situation like that? Like, it's pretty obvious that these platforms are just like, we straight up don't want any association with you. So if you slip up one time, we're on your ass, baby. I'm talking about on the prowl on your ass, okay? Like me with my big booty girlfriend, okay? Unstoppable. Now, honestly, if I'm Leafy, I almost kind of look at this point as like a challenge. Like, okay, well, I guess I got to keep going to these different platforms and seeing how long I can last. Like, obviously, my return to YouTube was a couple months, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't think the beef with Pokimane, which he extended forever, really did himself any favors. And then on Twitch, apparently he said the N-word, and, you know, that don't bother me, you know what I'm saying? Do what you do, you know? You get caught in the street doing that, that's on you, homie, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, these platforms are going to moderate that. They're not going to tolerate it. So really for Leafy, it's kind of like, where do I go now? You know what I'm saying? What platform do I want to kind of conquer until I inevitably just get banned off? Storyfire has already said they welcome his content with open arms, so you can always just kind of keep, you know, creating content over there. You got DLive, and you know, to me, DLive, I'm not even really sure what the hell that is when I really think about it. It's almost like just one of those third-party cereals, you know what I'm saying? Like the ones you get with food stamps or EBT, you know, it's not Toucan Sam, it's just some kind of other bird who's just kind of smiling at you and making you uncomfortable, you know. Maybe not as uncomfortable as Leafy is because that cereal hasn't been banned yet, but I digress. Now, I know watching this video, you know, a lot of you, it might bring up some feelings again of just, you know, I'm kind of lost, I don't know what to do. It's hard to accept, you know, that this is kind of the fate for some of my favorites, and, you know, and it is what it is, and don't let anybody tell you that you don't have a right to be upset about things like this, because, you know, being upset, it's not just a form of, you know, anger or whatever, or just straight sadness. Like, you can just be disappointed, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something that you're just going to accept right away. Like, for me, you know, I still think about, you know, my friends or people of that nature that, you know, things have happened to, and I'm just like, damn, you know, it sucks it went down like this, but, you know, here's to the future, and things just getting better overall, because that's really what it comes down to, right? You just want things to get better, and, you know, the safety for like a community, and then just the betterment for people themselves. So I will leave you with this though, because I do think it's relevant. So although Twitch has been proactive, they have elected to ban both Cryotic and Nairo from the platform. Notice that their YouTubes are still very much so up. You know, I think a lot of people have kind of speculated if they do inevitably end up returning to the content creation realm, it would be through YouTube, unless YouTube, you know, outside of Leafy, I don't think YouTube has really like banned anybody else from like the esports or gaming space who has had accusations brought upon them, regardless of if they've had any kind of admittance of guilt or not. So, you know, that's just something kind of interesting to kind of keep an eye out for. Like, will they ever inevitably return? And if so, will it likely be to YouTube? What kind of support and views will they get? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you look at some of these guys and, you know, a few of them are actually still like streaming on Twitch or whatever, and despite, you know, what somebody has said, they're just, you know, kind of doing their thing until I guess they can't anymore. So it is kind of interesting to think like, where is this going to lead? So if you guys have any kind of thoughts and comments on the latest round of Twitch bans, you know, regarding people from, you know, the gaming space, I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with, please leave a comment down below. I always do appreciate it, and I will see you for the next video.